Superposition versus physical reality. Friends, in my opinion and as seen in drawing, quantum mechanics was an abandonment of classical and practical physics of observation effort and knowledge of the physical events and phenomena that surround us, to immerse us in a world of mathematical probabilities, trying from this imaginary world to explain everything with only probabilities formulas. Of course, as they do not dedicate and study the physical events that occur, because quantum physicists need the classics to do so, and then apply their probabilities formulas and say, you see it, how everything is explained with probabilities. As for example, if an emission of alpha particles is observed by an atom, then it is enough to prepare and adjust a formula for it, and then explain it by saying, you see, the alpha particles have certain possibilities of being in this or that site. And that for them is an explanation of an event or physical phenomenon, although in reality they have no idea why it occurs. And when in their own initiative they try to apply with their probabilities some important phenomenon, since they usually fail loudly, as in the case of the distribution of orbitals that we see in the second drawing. In this case, acting as probabilistic mathematical exclusive and with total ignorance of cosmic behavior of central nuclei and rotational orbits on these nuclei, because they decide to distribute the orbitals, electrons in this case, throughout the Cartesian coordinates in such a way and with so little sense, that they deny all action of the attractive repulsive forces, electric charges, mass, magnetic fields, etc., that we know exist inside the atoms. Therefore, and that their supporters forgive me, I understand that quantum physics is pure speculation without consistency or practical, logical and real physical basis, and that they actually live in a world of fiction, or as they say, in a world of quantum superposition. I'm sorry, but I think so. And remember, in case anyone is interested, my cosmic model and everything theory explains the cosmic structure in a classic, very simple and understandable way. Thanks, friends. Superposition versus physical reality, distribution of orbitals, Part 2. 1. This drawing, left side, shows how quantum mechanics distributes orbitals through and along Cartesian coordinates, which is implausible and unacceptable for any critical mind. Firstly, because it is incompatible with the elements and forces that we have already proven to be present and make up atoms, such as mass, magnetic fields and polarity, electric charges, attractive repulsive forces, etc. Second, because by observing the cosmos at all its levels, we see that said cosmos works in the form of orbital systems with a large central core and smaller orbitals rotating around it, while QM distributes them as if they were bunches of grapes, without balances of centripetal forces that keep them in balance. In my opinion, its distribution is somewhat ridiculous and grotesque. 2. On the right side of the drawing of my cosmic model, we see the rotational distribution or equatorial orbital system, where the orbitals, electrons, planets, can already be in balance of forces, of attraction of charges, of gravity of masses, etc., and following the observed cosmic mechanics. But in addition, and with the simple formulas presented, all atomic radii can be measured with the sole data of their atomic weights, also the radii of solar systems and their number of planets, also the radii of each of the orbitals or electrons, and planets, also the ratio and index of the electric charges of the atoms, atomic densities, and others. But of course they could ask us, and what evidence is there of its certainty? Well, the observations made so far that coincide with these formulas, such as the distances or radii of the planets from the Sun, the atomic dimensions achieved to date, observed atomic densities. And all this because based on the principles of this cosmic model, and that being a theory of everything, both atoms and stars have the same structure, and thus looking at the exterior of some, the atoms, and the interior of the others, our star, the Sun, because we can build a valid model for both levels, macro and microcosm.